All right, there we go. Got it there. All righty. Peaceful greetings, peace and love to you all. Konnichiwa, hola, what's up, como estas? You know, whatever y'all slang is, wherever you at, wherever you are or near. Peaceful greetings, peace and love to you all. I am Brother Sean L. All is well. And bro, man, I be forgetting. Sometimes people might be forgetting too. What is it y'all be calling me sometimes, bros?
Braveheart,
Braveheart. And I am here with my bro, the living master, and he is...
You're hilarious. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey here in Morocco at northwest of Mexham. How are you? How you doing, everyone? Let's get it, man.
You know,
FreeStyle
shout out to bro.
MoonDay.
You know he's getting it in when you see that red right thumbprint. Move 10 cities.
I know, right?
This Wally been busy. Truth to make it hits been dizzy.
Yeah,
you know?
So shout out to
brother Corey.
Shout out to the mothers that ordered the Starseeds AstroLiteracy sets. I literally got them in the post. I made sure they got the pictures sent to them and their tracking numbers. And yeah, this is still the what's left of my red right thumbprint for sending posts via text. You guys know I'm not moving. No, from actually, you already know from doing tax a per Q. You know, a lot of times, you know, and it bothers me at times too when Moor be like, well, let me just still do this so I can guarantee I get the mail. It's like, man, when are you going to do what you need to do to start directing your servants, man? Because I'm not capitulating for people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to keep adjusting myself so people can be comfortable about how they want to receive posts still sort of kind of as, you know, 80% Moorish American, 20% federal agent. It's like, come on, man, that is unnecessary. Yeah, that one's full. Thank you, baby. So I'm 2 waters in. So
it's sounding real TC-ish from the Wayne brothers, real TC-ish.
Flat out, man. It's like, look, man, we gotta make sure we do things in full, man. Like, please, guys, stop bending. Like, every time Moors barely do what they need to do, and I know you know better, it's really not a good look, man. But I'm sending this out to the jurisprudence gym right now, live now, beloveds. You know what I mean? And I'm, you know, I know people like, dang, brother, we supporting you. Why you being so? I'm not being tough. I'm saying be more American for real. Stop capitulating. Stop using the nom de guerre. You know what I'm saying? In the way that's been changed, correct the records. You know what I'm saying? You got anything out there that you've been utilizing, and you're like, oh, okay, well, now that I know better, now that I was doing things like a federal agent, let me correct these things. Cool. Do that. You know what I mean? Do it quickly, though. Seriously. Please do it quickly. You know what I mean? And stop transacting business in these European cognomens. What'd you say now, bro?
I just said expeditiously.
Yeah, for real, expeditiously, right? Live now, beloveds. I'm going to tell them to join us and enjoy these studies.
This is a FreeStyle MoonDay. Yeah, FreeStyle MoonDay. You know, I just took a snapshot of a picture, and sometimes it'd be with me. I'll be, you know, reading something or just looking through things as I, you know, make the thumbnails and everything else. And I was like, oh, that was interesting. So I sent the screenshot, and me and bro was in the Zoom rapping before. I'm like, yo, bro, check this. And he's like, whoa, that goes in sync. So it's just the telepathy, the harmony we be in. So, you know, we were starting out with the book with the section from Warrior Ties, and we're just gonna go from there. We ain't no telling where it's gonna go, but we just bringing more truth to you. All right, I'm gonna say more, not mo. I ain't gonna say mo truth because that's shorten the truth. So we're gonna bring in some more truth for you.
Exactly. Please miss us with the mo stuff.
Miss us with the mo stuff.
Please miss us with the mo stuff. Right. So with that being said, this is how I really think things really need to go. Let me go back here so I can share this to a few people. But I also want to share out to Facebook. So let me go to Instagram here. Yeah, bro. I guess you can show them the cover of the book that we're, going in. And I also have queued, for me also, I have queued all the books that we'll probably be utilizing today from Veritas, the Celestial Atlas, and the Tablet of Memory. So I yield, bro.
All right, so boom. All right, here we go. Full screen. Zoom in. Yeah. So just start now here. Oh wow, we jumping. All right, yeah. So here we go, getting into Veritas. Revelation of mysteries, biblical, historical, and social by means of the Median and Persian laws. Omnia Vincit Veritas, Persian.
Yeah, because I just, once I recognize that it's dealing with Perseus, I'm like, yeah, forget all that Persian stuff. That's me though. But you know what I mean? I was just, ad-libbing Persian. Go ahead, bro. I yield.
Indeed, Omnia Vincit Veritas. All right, it's a cover. Like I said, this is in Prophet Noble University, where all it costs you is your email and just a sincere heart to start uncovering this for yourself, because nobody else is going to cover it for you. You got to do it yourself. Ye must be their own savior, right? So we are here at Seven Hill Star give you means to assist you to free yourself. We don't want to, put you back into slavery. We want to get you out of that.
Omnia Vincit Veritas. All is conquered by truth. That's how.
By truth, not falsehood, not dogma.
Indeed, all is conquered by truth. All right. So this is what we're brother Sean had brought up a portion. I just thought it was just so apropos with AstroCivics. And I think it's about 8 pages. So we're about to do some reading, guys. I'm just sharing out to Facebook. I'm going to share out to a few groups this here also. Like maybe I can share a few things, which is going to be very interesting because a lot of people, a lot of you guys are just socially engineered, right? You're really socially engineered. You really believe in your federal agent positions, but you think you're a citizen of the United States. Like it's not a country. You have a membership to a corporation, no different than the YMCA, right?
Or Planet Fitness,
basically, or BJ's, or Costco,
or Sam's.
Basically, flat out, bro. And it's like, some people just love their social engineering and hypnosis so much that they really think to themselves that that we may be off in what we're sharing, and we're clearly far from being off at all, right? So with that being said, I just want to share that out to a few of the astrological communities of ours, bro. You know what I mean? Let them know that we're live, and then maybe a few of Moorish American groups here on Facebook. And I'm ready just to go in. I try to do some things early, try to let people get in here and have some, some unvelations happen early or while we're live. You know what I mean? So that they can really have a chance to see things unfold in the moment, right? So with that being said, let me see, is there one more I want to kind of go in on? Let's go there and do that one. And then I'm going to share it to the jurisprudence. I already shared it to the Jurisprudence Gym Telegram. So I think where I'm also going to share it, I'm going to share it to the Jurisprudence Gym directly in the community at lawfulliving.com so that everyone can, come on in, so let me add that right there. Community, man, that community is growing. It's almost at 2,500, bro.
Yeah.
Remember about 4 moon cycles ago, it was at 1600 because people had to renew their memberships and stuff. That's what I think mostly happened.
Think about last sun cycle, where folks would be like last year when we kind of, I think it was about around this time last year, right? That we got in the lawful living. Well, I think you might have started beforehand around us. It's about roughly around this time. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I just made a mistake. Hey, Tony, forgive me. I just went to go accept that on lawful living. So I got to send a connection to Tony real quick. I just made a mistake and hit the wrong thing, man. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I think it's Tony DuPont or DuPont. It said there it is. Let me make sure I send that out there to him, right? To make the connection. Boom. I think that's how you do it, to connect with things like that or whatever. I think that's how you do it. Is that how you do it? Let me see. Oh no, now we're connected. Okay.
Cool. I don't know. Call Montel Jordan now.
This is how we do it. All right. Just wanted to make sure that that's looking pretty great and pretty good. All righty. So everyone at the Jurisprudence Gem knows that we're live also now. Actually, edit. I should have tagged you in too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Put with at Sean, right? Where are you at, bro? There you go. Sean Aline L. Whose picture is that on your joint, though, bro?
On what?
On your lawful living. Oh, never mind. I see what happened there. They it might be a glitch. They put Sean Jenkins. It's like it said Sean Jenkins, I think, or something. Sean Jenkins Bay. Picture was at your Sean Aline L. All rights reserved. Like, what the fuck is that? But okay, whatever. We know it's you. Let's see. Let me click on it. Let me make sure that's you. When I clickety click on it. Is it gonna say you? I'm clicking. Yeah, that is my bro. Yeah, that's you, bro. All right, cool. Just want to make sure. Right? All right. So, all right, y'all. Let's get started. Let me go to the YouTube and see who's already here watching, so to speak. Let's see. If there are any of you here. All righty. So it's 3 of you. Michael says Islam. No, was Islam to you, Michael? Right. All right. So let's get this started. Celestial officers, right? That's where Brother Sean has us starting in Veritas. This is page, if I'm not mistaken,
143 of the PDF.
Correctamundo. Absolutely. I think it's going to refer to page 67 in about the 5th or 6th line. So what page is this per the actual document? What does it say? It should be on like the left-hand side, maybe. We'll probably say on the left-hand side.
Page 143 of 175.
Yeah, zoom out real quick.
Got you. There we go. Is that 107?
Okay. So
107, right. Yeah.
So 40 pages prior to this is what it's referring to in about the 6th to 7th line. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. And this is interesting because what you guys are going to see is, as we said, and as our logo is, matter of fact, let me bring up our logo again. Javon, peaceful greetings to you, right? Let me go and get our logo also. I know what I actually had projected behind me, but however, let me actually go. And you guys know the 7 Hill Star logo, as you can see behind me, if you can see it, as it is above, so it is below, right? And I have one picture where it's looking with the telescope as it is above, and then a microscope for the other picture, so it is below, right? And, we've had this for quite some time since I've, put these together in Photoshop, utilizing some emoji-like type things or whatever, just for fun. So ultimately, though, however, this is how you guys be able to see, like, when I've said so many years in advance, like, all of your so-called governmental agencies or whatever they're all astrologically based. Like, seriously, guys, like, you're going to have to really get over yourselves and really recognize what is actually happening here. Like, seriously, right? However, I yield to you, bro. I'm pretty sure you want to kick it off, or you want me to just let me know how this is going to go, bro. It's on you.
You got, yeah, bro. I'll read, bro. You want to ad lib or throw something there?
You already?
Indeed. So, celestial officers pertaining to the state. As formerly, in accordance with the Median and Persian laws, kings were solar kings and queens stellar or lunar queens.
So already, already right there. Because remember, like in the beginning of this, we are basically removing the poetic fiction to unveil the astromasonic facts, like the beginning of this book says. All righty, I yield, bro. Islam, because I know we went on Weditas so many times. You guys want to really check out Weditas? There's a playlist that we have. You know, you go to Seven Hill Stars YouTube channel, Seven Hill Star All Rights Reserved YouTube channel, and what you do is you go to click playlists, and you'll see that we have a playlist called Prophet Noble Jurali and Weditas, and it's 14 videos. It's actually 13. It's just the last video got split in two. I think I accidentally had hit the end button in the meeting on that Zoom that one time and just came right back and just did it. But technically it's like about 13 videos, but it'll say 14. All righty. And you can start there. And these books that we're reading, that we're reviewing from Weditas to the Celestial Atlas and the Tablet of Memory are already in Prophet Noble Jurali University. So don't beat yourself, treat yourself. Islam, bro, I yield.
Islam. All right, so we got kings with solar, thinking sun, queen, stellar, or lunar. It consequently might be expected that ministers of state were of some celestial derivation.
Yeah, derivation, correct.
Derivation. No one, however, will imagine that state ministry is quote unquote, was it di gratia? No, was it di gratia?
Yeah, Dei gratia, which means is Latin for like the grace of God or God's grace. Dei gratia. If you want, bro, go ahead. Open up a window for translate so that people can see that. Like if you can like open up a window on your browser and type in Dei gratia. I don't know if it's going to copy it immediately because I think this is more of like a photograph type of PDF where it's been like microfished, so to speak. Yeah, you'll be much better in typing it in. I'll just guide you through the orthography of it. But if you can go to your Safari, and we'll see what happens there.
So what is it? Day?
Yeah, just type in translate, or you know what I mean, and then it'll bring it up, I guess. Dei gratia, so DEI. And Dei gratia. Yeah, by the grace of God. Yeah. See? Grace of God. Dei gratia. Right?
Dei gratia.
So, yeah.
So nor is it probable the curious race of naked astronomers, I want to say it's mistyped and should have been helped, or is it elite?
No, that's eclept. Eclept. Yeah, it means to call upon or invoke. Go to Etem Online, and it'll be spelled YCLEPT, if I'm not mistaken. When you go to Etem Online.
I got the app on here somewhere. I thought I had. Boom.
Oh, that's love. Looky, Astro Cookie. As soon as you type YC, it should generate. See? Eclept.
Eclept. Old English. Say Giesklepad from Y plus past participle of Cleopen, Sapipian, to speak, call, summon, invoke, implore.
Kind of like God almost. It's like God, sort of kind of eclept, right? But go ahead, I yield.
Indeed. So if we was to go to cleep, to call, to name. So yeah.
Islam.
All right. Islam. So back to here. All right. Ancient Britons. See page 67. had king, lords, and commons ruling them. The fact is, the Egyptians approached nearer to the present British civilization than did either the Angles or Saxons. And as proof of this, there is in the British Museum, looks like we got a footnote right there. It says number 157, number 852, we have to check that out. In the Egyptian gallery, the figure of a royal art mason of what it be, Imam Khoeli that I see. Imam Khoeli.
That might be it. Let's see. Let me read that 1 second. Let me read it in context. The fact is that the Egyptians approached nearer to the present British civilization than did either the Angles or Saxons. And as proof of this, there's a British museum in the Egyptian gallery, the figure of the royal art mason of I see. Imperial Council, maybe? I see might be Imperial Council. I don't know why that came to my mind. But yeah, that where's that asterisk at? Oh, okay, 1 and 2. Okay, I get it. And then it's gonna refer to the tablet of memory, page 196. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, go ahead, bro. Do your thing.
Indeed.
I'm already in my zone, all right? I know some people probably like, what the fuck are they reading? I don't get it. No, guys, this is
you will get it.
Yeah, this is astromasonics. This is what, when we do our astrology, what we're doing in is as far as even the book that we're going to present, and then it's not going to be a thick book, you know what I'm saying? It's going to just be straight to the point, some things that we see and how, we'll be doing sessions 9 times out of 10 when it comes to looking at people's charts from here on out. We just been developing this thing behind the scenes, and Veritas is a major part of it with how we do. And I know, it seems like we're sharing what it is that we do, our protocol and how we do things. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be easily siphoned from our presentations here. Go ahead, bro. I yield.
Indeed. And he has the sash pendant from his left shoulder. At the same time, it must be admitted that he is possessed of less clothing than even a Scotch apprentice when initiated. This heraldic stony brother would testify as to the antiquity of the Order of the Arch. But unfortunately for antiquity, the British Museum was only purchased by the government in 1753 and was in possession of the military in 1780.
Which is not a real year. All right, so we know the mathematics, 17, if we look at 1780, if I'm thinking of this properly, that means we're doing 15 times 17 plus 80, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for the
tablet of memory. What I'll do is, while you're doing that there, I'll open up Veritas on my end, and we'll go into the calculation. I think it's is it page 50? Where the calculations are happening? I wonder if it's page 50. Let's see. Let me make sure. Correct. Page 51 of 175. PDF page 51 of 175 is how you do the calculation. Like, for example, history tells us that the Temple of Apollo was burnt at 362. This 362 is, by the uninitiated, read as meaning the 62nd year of the 4th century. But the event and the date have nothing whatever to do with history. The one is a poetic fiction, the other a mere astromasonic fact. So Aura 3 gives 45 degrees, right? So we know that if we're looking at, 17, like in 1780, right? 1780 would be 17 would be the 17th hour. So now you got to do 15 times 17. If I did 15 times 17 in my mind, it would be 170. What'd you say?
You said 15 times 17?
Yeah, because I'm thinking 15 times 17 would be the same as 17 times 10 plus 17 times 5. So 17 times 10 is 170.
215.
What you got?
I was thinking like 215 or somewhere close in there. Let's see.
Well, if I do it on the top of my head, 170 and then half of 170 would be 85.
Yeah, 85.
So 170 plus 85 gets me
255.
255. Correct. So now 255 and now plus 80. If I'm not mistaken. Right? What you got? 255 plus 80 gets you, did you say 235? I mean 335?
It should be.
Is that what you said?
335, yeah.
Okay. So if that's the case, then that's where we're looking at just 5 degrees shy of 360. So then we would go to the astrolabe, right? If you zoom in to see where I'm reading at, bro, you know it's at the top right-hand corner, right? Oh, wow. That's wild. I had a psychic flash. I said, I wonder if Malika comes in on this one. This will be hilarious. And there she goes. Hey, Malika. Peace and greetings to you.
Malika!
Is she there? You're muted, but it's all good. And it's interesting, too. We're going over celestial officers of state. However, you guys see at the top right-hand corner, right? This, for example, history tells us the Temple of Apollo was burnt at 362, right? So this is how you take stuff that's like in the Bible, right? Because any and everything in the Bible has nothing at all to do with an event or a date. It's really pertaining to something on the celestial sphere. And it goes to a degree. That's why it even says right here. Thus, for example, history tells us the Temple of Apollo was burnt 362. This 362 is by the uninitiated read as meaning the 62nd year of the 4th century. But the event and the date have nothing whatever to do with history. The one is a poetic fiction. The poetic fiction is Apollo was burned at 362. The other, mere astro-Masonic fact. So how do you break that down? Aura 3, which is the 3 in 362, gives 45 degrees. Why? Because 1 hour is 15 degrees. So 15 times 3, right? Get you 45. And plus 62. So 45 plus 62 is 107. And there, from the pole of the ecliptic, so now we would go from the pole of the ecliptic and measure, right, is Apollo and his chapel or temple, Capella, right, which is in the shoulder of the constellation Auriga, is at Arc Royal, or the Royal Arc Companion, 107 or 107 degrees, right? And that's when you would have to, know how to utilize, as before, as we showed you guys, you know what I mean? When you go to the Veritas, because we're not going to really go into it now. You really want to comprehend what we're saying, you really need to go and watch that Veritas playlist and see what we're doing with this, which is known as Royal Arc Masonry. And it's like, no, none of us are, in a lodge for Royal Arc Masons. However, at the same time, this is our ancient foremothers and forefathers mindset that have been codified by our Albion sons and daughters in various ways. And, there are some Moors out there that'll be like, oh, that's Christian stuff and that's Bible. They ain't got nothing to do with Moors. And it's like, you're a fucking idiot, because chapters 2 through 19 in the Holy Koran are the 18 years that are missing out of your Holy Bible. And at the end of the day, it's not to be utilized to run people, put them under hypnosis. Oh, I got to make sure I tithe 3 times during the church service. That's for idiots. that are uninitiated. That's for the uninitiated. Those of us that actually comprehend what we're reading, we know that we're looking exactly at either the celestial plates of the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere, or looking at both of them collectively. And if we have a purple thread, we will look at that with the actual celestial hemispheres physically in front of us, or we can go, as I showed on those Veritas videos, the PDF that I use is showing the celestial the celestial spheres. So you guys can actually see what the Temple of Apollo is being burned. And it's just basically letting you know, this is when the sun is at this royal arc companion 107 degrees. That's it, that's all. It's not even fucking complicated. However, at the end of the day, you guys are going to see that every major so-called, alleged governmental, you know what I mean, or governmental branch or governmental house has to have a sayaraha. A sayaraha is a pilot, and the pilot, what are they piloting? The astrology. Period. That's why we tell you guys, look, 7 Hill Star Astrology Firm, right? I know Brother R is still working on completing his intensive, but who has completed that intensive? Myself, because I gave the intensive. So I'm taking it as I'm giving it, even though I knew ahead of time. Brother Terrell Tamari Bey, Brother Corey Bey, and Brother Sean Alim L. Right? There was a brother formerly with us. However, he made his decision. No need to even mention him. We have our own certification via our own free national press. And then the international astrological community recognizes us also after completing this scholarship program that 7 Hill Star completed. I just went on behalf of 7 Hill Star, right? That's why I said, if I was to go to the White House to be an astrologer for the White House, they can't give me anything less than 330 units an hour. Because I know what the fuck I'm doing and what the fuck I'm talking about, respectfully. And I have my own way of thinking about this. And I'm my ancient foremothers and forefathers' energy returned. So I'm not some Albion son and daughter. No disrespect to our Albion sons and daughters, our pale-skinned sons and daughters. However, your nature is pinned down at 33 degrees when I am at least 720. And my fez is evidence of that. 360 around my head immediately, 360 above my head. All connected with one fez. That's 720 degrees automatically. So our Albion sons and daughters in any lodge, all they could do is just be like, Pasha, here's some more, Pasha, so that you can have this, Pasha. That's it. Me and my brothers are to be addressed that way accordingly. Anything else would be disrespectful. This is what true astromasonry actually is, and this is how true astromasons look. So it's a lot of people in these lodges that think they can keep up with us. We have a vegan nutritional plan. We're not intaking dairy and other meats from animals and things like that. You know how clear our thinking is and how well we receive messages from the Akashic records? You guys think we're geniuses. Maybe we are. However, I tell you one thing, we are in harmony with nature in a way where our minds work a certain way. That any Mason anywhere, I don't care if there's a Supreme Grand Inspector General, that's only a 32nd to a 33rd degree. And again, when you meet me or my brothers, we're at least 720. So what is your 33 degrees again, other than there to serve I and my brothers and mothers? Not being arrogant. I'm telling you the complete truth. The truth is stern. It does not change nor pass away. Therefore, needs no doctrine nor apology. Am I clear? So now if we was to go back and look at 1780, right? And look at the tablet of memory, right? Go back, you was at page what again, bro? 143?
Yeah.
From my heart to you, 143. I know. Oh, no. Right? Music, soul, child type energy. I love you, 143. Right? So many times I've brought roses just to see that smile on your face. Right? That makes you guys want to go and listen to it, right?
Ooh, give me chills. Stop it, Hassan.
Yo, you're
it's warm and windy outside.
Stop, bro. You're fucking hilarious. You're hilarious. I'm gonna invite the Mother Oracle and invite a few beings to come check it out. Shout out to Mother Rashida Bay. She had let us know that one of the other last founding members of Great Sale National Association and Moorish Affairs, Brother R. Marcus Bay, has transitioned. So I think Mother Rashida Bay is the last one. She is the last founding member of Great Sale National Association and Moorish Affairs. I wasn't there to see Brother R. Marcus transition or whatever. It is what it is. So I trust the brother travels greatly and illustriously, and let Mother Rashida Bay tell it. He was remarkable astrologically as far as how he sees those things. So a transitional celestial shout out to Brother R. Marcus Bay from near the Ohio State Republic was recently transitioned. One of two of the last founding members of Great Sale National Association of Moorish Affairs at Shaka Boxing near the Philadelphia Corporation, because that's where I would say it's headquartered since Mother Rashida is there. So yeah, I received a text message from her too. I had to go into that. As a matter of fact, where is Mother Rashida? Where is that? She had said, Islam family, our beloved elder and teacher, Brother R. Marcus Bay, transitioned on Friday, February 10th, 2023. His daughter Sheba Bay will be honoring his life dedication to the uplifting of fallen humanity and the Moorish Science Temple of America for 71 years. Sister Sheba has not determined the exact date or place for a celebration, but it will be around the spring equinox. Mother Rashida says that she will keep us posted. And she says, please send condolences and contributions to assist in this event to Sheba Marcus Bay, 1365 East Boulevard. Okay, maybe that should be a little private thing because I see what else is saying there, but it's near the Cleveland Corporation, right? I thought it was more like, I guess a building area or something like that, but that looks like an apartment, right? So that's what's going on there, right? And I just sent her that link also to come in. But Brother Sean, okay, let's go back to page 143, bro, and read there. Unless you want to bring up the tablet of memory, but I wanted you to go to 143 so we can see what 1780 is and why it's referring to that. So can we go back to page 143 and see what's being said there?
Yeah, that's where we are.
We are there. Oh, forgive me. Ugh, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I was looking at my page. Forgive me. All right. And it says the heraldic stony brother, right, would testify as to the antiquity pertaining to the order of the ark. But unfortunately for antiquity, the British Museum was only purchased by the government in 1753 and was in possession of the military in 1780. So just those two things, just letting me know it's already 47 degrees we're talking about here, if I'm not mistaken. Well, hold on, pardon me, 27 degrees difference. Because even 1753, I would think, okay, that's 27 degrees away from, what's being said, or 27 years, quote unquote, from 1780. And then since it's mentioning that, you know, the possession of the military. So now it's like, okay, so what's at Arc Royale or Royal Arc Companion? We said 355 because we said 17 times 15 is what? We said that's 170 plus 85.
255.
Which gets us 255. And then we said we're adding 80 to that.
That gets us 335.
You said 335, not 355.
Right, because you said 2.
Yeah, well, it would be 355 if it was 100. So we subtract 20 from 355, 335. So now we would go to, so let me correct myself if I was loud and wrong a few minutes ago. 355, so Royal Arc Companion 355, or Arc Royale 335, pardon me, 335. And what we would do now is we could look at the celestial atlas and look at what's at, 335, right? And see what's also within that span, because also what we would have to do too is now look at 255 plus 53. Right? Which would give us what, 308?
Mm-hmm.
So now what are we looking between 308 and 335?
Correct.
Where we would look at the celestial atlas as well as also looking at the astromasonic astrolabe at the beginning of the astromasonic astrolabe is at the beginning of Veritas. The celestial atlas by Alexander Jameson is another book, and then we can look at the memory of tablet also. So we can do that. Give me 1 second. I have to use the Moor's room, bro. You want to continue to read, or you want to go in on bringing up one of those other documents? I'll be right back.
Indeed, yeah, I'm about to airdrop this tablet of memory. So Mac, all right, boom. All right, so 196. Boom, coming on down, 196. Let's see. Oh, shit. There you go. So we still got a couple pages to come down. 190. 196. There we go. Martin's Michael. Oh, shoot. Moorgate, London. Montgomery, Miami. Mount O'Gill on St. Michael Museum. Oh, here we go. Bam. Muful, late Montagu Houffet, purchased by Parliament 1753, inhabited by the military 1780. So you got that, John.
Alrighty, I am backity back. I'm backity back, and I'm back, y'all.
Back, y'all. Right, yeah, I found it. It says, like I said, some youthful late Montagu Houffet, purchased by Parliament 1753.
It's interesting. One moment. Let me ask you wisdom. That does look like an F, but that's an Old English S.
Old English S.
Yes. The Montague house, late Montague house, like the Montagues and Capulets from Romeo and Juliet, right? But it's saying museum, late Montague house, purchased by Parliament, right? So yeah, so it's funny. Okay, go ahead, bro. Do what you was doing. Yeah, that letter is an Old English S.
Indeed. So yeah, I just had found that from the tablet of memory. So coming back to, let's see. Veritas, right? All right, so where domicile before, that can only be traced by crediting the inscription on his pedestal, which reads thus: bas relief of Mercury, found on the site of the temple of Canopus, dedicated to Serapis by Ptolemy Euergetes.
Yeah, Ptolemy Euergetes, right.
Ptolemy Euergetes.
Yeah, which is interesting. Okay, so do you want me to bring up the celestial atlas?
Indeed. So yeah, I'm gonna hit that stop share there.
Let me bring up the celestial atlas, and then we'll investigate. We'll investigate from 308 to 355. Really, the fan stop? Get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna have to get back at that fan. I'm seeing it's doing that dark mark thing that it wasn't doing yesterday, man. That means I may just have to get another fan for this projector. Right? Let me turn the projector off real quick so it's all good, because we're about to be here anyway on this screen share. So let me do that. That freaking fan. Allow me to reintroduce myself. Yeah, I'll probably just take that projector apart again and get that fan going. It usually happens like even in the HVAC world, in a squirrel cage motor starts slowing down, you gotta like spin it. You know what I mean? To really get it going so it can operate at the amperage that it's supposed to operate at. However, it is what it is. All right, so let's get this. Let me actually share content here. Screen. Boom. Okay, boom. There we go. Let me go here, right? And go back and let's open up the celestial atlas, right? Okay, so of course we're going from the ecliptic, right? However, I'll get to the ecliptic pole. Let's look at 335. 335, and this is the southern hemisphere, southern celestial hemisphere. 335 is right there. So interestingly, let's go from the ecliptic pole. So let me actually erase some things here so I can just make it clear. I'll start off clear, right? So that everybody can not see old things that I've drawn, right? And let's just start erasing some things. I can always come back and draw them over again. So erase, right? Erase, right? I can leave that and kind of show the direction that it's going in. Get these marks out of here also. All right, so the pole of the ecliptic, where is that? The pole of the ecliptic is right there. See, it says south pole, right? So it's the south ecliptic pole, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line from the south ecliptic pole, right? Because it's two poles we're dealing with. We're dealing with the ecliptic pole, which is the pole pertaining to the theoretical celestial hemisphere dealing with the ecliptic, which is the sun's path. And then you have the equatorial pole also, which is the north and south poles, as you know, as far as Earth is concerned, right? So here, let's actually take, we're going to go 343. Hold on, let me make sure I got this right. Let's zoom in, make sure we're doing this right. 350, 345, 340, there's 335. So let's draw a line from the ecliptic pole to 335. So we're going to get our ruler here. And we're going to line this up. I'm going to line up, there's the center of the ecliptic pole right there. And let's do this here, right? At 355. Make sure I have that set accordingly, right? And now let's actually get my handy dandy purple threading here, and let's just thread purple that way. As a matter of fact, what I'm actually going to do, let me hit backspace on that, and let me bring the opacity down on my purple so it can be a little see-through, right? So I'll put it at about 45%, right? And now let's do a purple line like that. So we can just draw through. Done. draw through the ecliptic that way. Right, I know I'm going over it again. All right, so now what we're going to do is, and what I would like to do is now, let's see if I can continue that, right? Because it should, the other end it should be on is, it's looking like 140, is that 145?
130, 135.
130, 135. Okay, cool. Because if you add the two, if you add 335, or really subtract 135 from 330, that's very interesting. Okay, let me stop there because I'm not looking at the equatorial pole. So let me stop. I was about to say something, but it's like, no, that's not really adding up just yet. All right, but it's all good. It's no worries. All right, so now let's take away our ruler now, right? And now let's actually look at from the ecliptic pole what we are looking at. However, we know it said also from 1753. So in all fairness, let's see if we can find 308. 308 would be, okay, so we see 305, right? So let me grab orange here for this one, right? Grab orange and keep the opacity there. That's 305, 306, 307. Here's 308, right? So I'll just leave 308 marked. Let me actually erase those. And now let's go from 308, right? And let's go and get our handy dandy markup tool and go from the ecliptic pole again. Let's grab a ruler, right? And now we're going to go from 308, where I drew that orange line, right? And set it right there for the ecliptic pole. And now we're going to see what this, because when you guys think it's dealing, oh, well, this is Bible history and this happened in history. No. You know what I mean? Not exactly. A lot of things that you're thinking that you're learning about history and BC times and, oh, this happened in the 1700s. Not really. This is some things that are really astro-masonical, actually, to be completely honest with you, right? So you guys can kind of get out of that hypnosis, honestly, right? So let's draw our line through the ecliptic there. All righty. So now, since we're dealing with the pole of the ecliptic, we're only going to pay attention to the ecliptic, right? Where's the ecliptic? Glad you asked. The sun's path, right? Even though I lined up with the equatorial hours, right? Because those hours that you see on the outside, those, you know, we're seeing 308 to 335, that's aligned with the equatorial pole. However, remember, this is where you get your Venn diagram from. I want to know if you guys can actually, and I went over this before too, but when people talk about the Vesica Pisces and the Venn diagram, like, can you guys actually see the Venn diagram? Like, can you really see it? Look, here's one circle, right? And then here's the other circle. There's your Venn diagram. It's not even complicated. There's your Vesica Pisces. And you're talking about the center between, or the midpoint between the ecliptic, you know, pole and the equatorial pole. These things have always been astro-masonical. You guys just weren't told. And what we're doing is we're sharing it, right? So that you guys can actually see how governments are really set up, or things that you think is government. Everything is dealing with astro-masonics. And then things are planned and done to the people at large that are uninitiated. And they're thinking, oh my God, this is a tragedy. No, there are people that know astrology behind the scenes that are puppeteering the shit out your life flat out. You know what I mean? And what we're doing is we're sharing this with you clearly so that you're not all messed up and fucked up and shit like that. However, look, this is very interesting. Check this out, right? I want to show you something else. Watch this. Boom. So if we're on the ecliptic, right? If we're on the ecliptic and we're figuring out what's actually here, right? Let's go to show you where, let's show you the solstitial color. This is the solstitial color. Pardon me, I thought I picked the pen and doing orange, right? Here's the solstitial color, right? And that's pertaining to the sign, if you can see, Capricorn. I just highlighted it in purple. Just looks upside down. So there's Capricorn, right? So if that's Capricorn, what comes after Capricorn? But Aquarius. Interesting. But hold on, wait. You see how the dates on the ecliptic are here? You guys see that? Let's see if we can see that, right? Here's, okay, this is saying, make sure we can see this. Here's December 5th, right? December 15th, December 20th. And if I was to actually count, let's actually count. If this is the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, here's December 25th. I know it looks like 15, but it's so not December 15th. That's the 25th, right? Right? 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 days in December, right? Now, if you look above though, right? See where that 20 is? Here's the degrees, right? The degrees are right here. So that's obviously 30 degrees Sagittarius, so it's 0 degrees Capricorn, right? And then you'll see here's 10 degrees Capricorn, 20 degrees Capricorn, 30 degrees Capricorn, right? And then look, finally, there's the Capricorn constellation. So you can clearly see that the ecliptic, as we know how the signs are not lined up with the constellation. So this is more proof in what we're showing here. So now what we can see, right? Let's see, so that should be Aquarius. Does it say Aquarius somewhere? It says it right there. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see that this is Aquarius? Oh, I need to make that a little more transparent. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Open up. Right? Let's mark this thing. Let's mark this thing on up. Right? Let's mark this thing on up. Come back here. Let's make it a little more transparent. Right? It's about 45%. There's Aquarius. Boom. So you guys see Capricorn, Aquarius, right? So that's where 0 degrees Aquarius or 30 degrees Capricorn tropical is happening. So now what you're actually seeing is, and this with the celestial plate, you're seeing both tropic and sidereal astrology all on one plate. Looky, looky, Astro Cookie. Right? Look at that. So amazing, right? Look at that. All right, so now what we can do is let's go back and get that blue, right? Because now there's 10 degrees Aquarius, 20 degrees Aquarius, 30 degrees Aquarius, or 0 degrees Pisces, right? However, look where we are for 335 when it was telling about, oh, and the military or whatever it said in Worditas. What date is that, right? Let's see what date we're dealing with. Okay, so let's go back here, right? Let's make sure we're competent in what we're talking about here, right? So we know usually around January 19th, January 20th, right? Let's see. If this is January 10th right here, let's go. This is January 10th. 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th is January 15th, right? We're in the middle. We're in the more Shabbat week right there. Okay, January 16th, January 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. Yay! Okay, cool. Here's January 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Oh, it says 25 right there. Look, 26, 27, 28, 29, January 30th. And here's January 31st, right? which means here's February 1, February 2, February 3, February 4, February 5 should be there. February 6, February 7th, February 8, 9, 10 should be there. It looks a little off, doesn't it? What is happening here? Right? What is happening? Is that really 31? And then 1 starts here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's actually 10. What's happening? 11, 12, 13, 14. That's actually the 15th of February. Is it? 16, 17, 18, right? 19. This is the 20th of February. Okay. 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Okay, so we're dealing with February 23rd. That was how many days ago? 4 days ago?
Mm-hmm.
Looky. Astro cookie. It's February 24th, February 25th, 26th. This is today, February 27th. So we're in the middle of Elias Aquarius, which is dealing with Eridanus, right? Eridanus, right? The river or that water that's being poured out, right? Right? By Aquarius, who's standing on a fish, Pisces australis, which is the southern fish, right? Looky. Astro cookie. Now, these are very modern plates, because even in Veritas, when we did the presentation, I was like, yo, these are the plates that are, our Albion sons and daughters are constructing, or some moderners. It's like, where are the plates that people were using before this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I actually asked that question, However, this is a way now to actually look at what we're dealing with when it's talking about, okay, so where's this military? You know what I mean? The government bought something around this time. Okay, so what's the government? Oh, okay. There's Capricorn. There's a constellation Capricorn, even though the sidereal, so to speak, Capricorn constellation, but the actual sign Capricorn, stop where you see that 30 right here, right? The tropical sign, because look, here's Aquarius starting on that same line, right? So we're dealing with the Tropic Aquarius, actually, and it's going into about, now we're in Pisces, Tropic Pisces. So we're what? That February 20th, 25th, 26th, 27th, right? So Pisces started on February 27, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? January, hold on. Make sure 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, that's January 20th. February 20th, February 19th. So about February 18th is where that 30 is approximately. So now that's saying, according to this particular plate, and it's not, I know sometimes the sun enters on the 18th, sometimes it enters on the 19th, sometimes it enters on the 20th as far as Aquarius is concerned, due to our elliptical, motion. So now what we're actually looking at is like, so now we're about a good, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 degrees into Pisces, right? And then, right, so if this is about 9 degrees Pisces, right? Because then look, it says 10 right there, 10 degrees Pisces. So this would be 11 degrees, 12 degrees. Right here on this 13-degree Pisces right here would normally be March 4th, right? It's like it's saying March 3rd because it's saying March 5th is here. But this 13th degree right here that I'm accenting even more is usually where the presidential inaugurations took place prior to them moving it to January 20th. That's where usually the presidential inaugurations always took place. At 13 degrees Pisces. And then what you'll see is when you go to a celestial atlas and then do your purple threading, you're like, oh, okay, I see what stars are lined up there. And then when you guys see, go check the Veritas playlist, when I actually have the spinning celestial hemispheres, that's because when I take my purple thread, I want to be able to look at all the stars as if I was looking at a globe, however, it being two-dimensional, right? I know Malika get a kick out of that. She's like, look, it's flat, right? By being two-dimensional, I can now take this flat presentation of it and now take my purple thread and look at both hemispheres simultaneously and be able to look at it like, oh, okay, this is what's happening there as far as the ecliptic pole is concerned. This is what's happening there as far as the ecliptic pole is concerned. And then you'll see the stories that get told and the stories that get made up because of what the purple thread is going through, right? So if you look at this purple thread pertaining to 335, look how many stars it's hitting. Let me get another highlighter here, right? This is very close to us. That's, close to that star, right? Then it's going through the leg of Aquarius, the right leg of Aquarius. It's talking about military, right? So leg is what? In Latin, legius or legs is what?
Legs.
Would be the what? If we're talking government, talking military, there's some quote unquote type of rules. Legs would be law.
Law. Okay.
Yeah, legs would be law, right? Then you're looking, look at that. What's that? Fomalhaut, the Watcher of the South. That's the Watcher of the South, right? Which looks like an eye of the southern fish. Then we're looking at this go through the wing of Phoenix. Look. The Theta magnitude star in the wing of the Phoenix. What else is it going through? It's going through the tail of the toucan, right? It's going through Hydrus, which is a smaller Hydra type joint. And then it's going through Dorado, nearly the eye of the swordfish. Like, you guys can start seeing these things, but didn't it mention Canopus too? Mm-hmm. When brother Sean was reading, you see how this thing is unfolding, right? Then you see the picture horse, which is an easel. Equius Victorius, which is the picture horse, which is basically an easel, right? And what you'll see is, like, this is where you get your story of Jason and the Argonauts. See where it says Argo Nauis. So a lot of your stories and movies that have been written are all based on these celestial plates. This is the southern celestial plate. This is the northern celestial plate. And I know I did quite a bit of marking up here. And what I actually have highlighted is the temple, if I'm not mistaken, the temple of Apollo burning at 362. Remember, it talked about Capella, and I said Capella, see it right there, C-A-P-E is kind of like the E, L, and L are there like behind some red marking. And I told you it's in the shoulder of Auriga. So you see the picture of, when people be seeing that picture of, is a painting of Jesus holding the lamb. It's dealing with the constellation Auriga. See? A-U-R-I-G-A. And I just think he's just teabagging the Milky Way there. He's got like his legs cocked wide open in the Milky Way. Pause. I'm just saying he's like teabagging the Milky Way. However, anyway, this is how you'll see it. This is what it is, guys. You really want to comprehend your Bibles? You can't avoid the astrology and the astronomy. Because if you do, you only have part of the knowledge. What'd you say?
Oh, that makes me want to go to CMB, Clock of Destiny, real quick. Mm-hmm. You probably already know what section.
Yeah. You want to, I'll stop the screen share.
Yep, and I'll go into that real quick just to tie in that. So boom.
And then we can and then after that you can complete doing your reading. I know it's 8 pages of Veritas that we need to do for this particular section for celestial, what was it again? Celestial officers of state. Mm-hmm. Which is all this stuff, all of it. I don't care if it's a municipal corporation, city, county, if it's state level, if it's federal, it's all based in astrology.
Islam. All right, we'll start here. Keynote of wisdom. In order that you might readily understand the contents of this book, you are advised to momentarily lay aside all that which you have been taught to believe, except mathematics. And as a result, you will be guided by common reason rather than by traditional emotional belief. I am aware of the fact that both Muslim and Christ teachers have a monopoly on mystic religious superstition, but not on mathematics.
In other words, so even you Moors out there, yeah, man, I'm a Moorish American Muslim. That's very true. Just stop the dogma, because you're no different than the fucking Bible toters on the pulpit, pulling people in or out of a pit, sending the collection plate around 3 times for the building fund. You're just as horrible. Banging the tambourine, singing gospel songs, replacing Jesus with Prophet Noble Drali. You're horrible. You're not dealing with the mathematics, and you shouldn't. You're dealing with superstition, and superstition is not truth. That's why Prophet Noble Drali said, I came to remove all the covers. You can't remove the covers from all secret societies. And you think we're not in harmony with that? Why? Because we're not some building that you think is some Moorish Science Temple of America, so that we can be controlled by someone who just has.
Man, I'm just trying to figure out why you hating on my third passing of my building fund plate.
Yo. I'm just saying.
Every 5 minutes, all I keep hearing the third passing of the building fund.
I'm just saying, because look, because at the end of the day, a lot of these beings who are pastors, deacons, reverends, imams, grand sheiks, sheikesses, rabbis, all of them are astromasons.
They're just chasing the bag. Let me pass my plate around. Don't pay attention to Hassan over there. Let me pass it around for the 4th time.
However, a lot of them are Masons or Eastern Stars. And some of them only want to party, get drunk, and do whatever. And some of them actually know what they call the craft in those circles. And that's what we're freely sharing. That's why we're showing you that this is basically dealing with Royal Arc Masonry, which is your ancient foremothers and forefathers mindset. Because this is how we need to be able to govern ourselves, so that we can be able to know when to plant, when to harvest, things of that nature. It's just that people have expanded to using it in controlling people, like people are plants. Some people are planted agents, and then some people are just in a vegetative state of their thinking. Depends on the perspective.
There you go. So plants. You got plants right here.
That's why it's like, what do? We can't lie, you know what I'm saying? And then you got to think about it. Just about every flag that you can look up, if you go and look up vexillology is the study of flags. Most of them have stars and crescents in them. And we think this is not about astrology or astronomy. Shit me. Like, what people call the Confederate flag is really the galactic cross. Period. Why do you think it's showing a cross with stars in them? You think it's some, yeehaw, we're going to go hang ourselves a brownie there, Jasper. That's not what that means. Let's go and burn ourselves a cross there. Gonna put on some white sheets on us and our horses. That's not what that means. That's our stuff that we let our sons and daughters borrow. And so, but man, I done seen them hang. No, what you've seen is Hollywood depictions of our Albion sons who are custodians, if they're really, sincere, custodians of our culture. So when somebody asks a sincere Moorish American, when they see us with fezzes, are you a Shriner? Our response to people is, no, we're the shrine. The Shriners are the keepers of the light. The shrine is the bringers of the light. So technically, they're trustees to our culture. especially the Rosicrucians. They're trustees to the Moorish culture. And a lot of you are still in Negro Black colored thinking. And then wonder why you don't have access to your ancestral estate like you should have, because your thinking is stinking. That stinking thinking, like Joyce Meyer would say. Oh no, the brother
smelly,
is quoting
smelly, smelly.
What you say? Say it again.
Smelly, smelly, smelly.
Exactly. Like what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Stinking thinking. Oh, but you see, because I'm a Moor, and since I'm a Moor, I'm supposed to be able to have what I need in commerce too. So which one is it? Which one is it? Are you an heir or are you a federal agent? Can't serve two masters. That's why we went in yesterday. You know what I mean? When Brother R brought up those tests. And one of those test questions was like, can a Moorish American be a U.S. citizen? And the answer is emphatically, fuck no. However, you got, as Malika calls it, birth certificate bays out here. Discharged debt L's. Secure party.
I like that one. Discharge debt L's.
Yeah, seriously, like what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, and then when people come across sincere Moorish Americans like I and my brothers, imagine dealing with a woman, right? You're like, damn, she finding a motherfucker, but dudes done fucked her brain up so much that she don't trust nobody in a relationship. She don't really want to open up, and now you got to pay for all the fuck shit the other dudes before you. Now you got to deal with all that shit. And this bitch got baggage. That's how most people are when they come across us. They got all the baggage of dealing with the commerce Moors. But the prophet said that all the gold, silver, and commerce belong to the people and people alone. If you are being honorable with being industrious, not being a fucking federal agent, state or municipal agent. You guys can't see the two worlds operating at once, and then you're thinking because, brother, I'm adept. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the adept team, but shut the fuck up. A lot of you guys are capitulating. Some of you Moors run temples and then raise funds by doing barbecue, selling pork sandwiches and beers. We see you. Then you in honor. Uplifting fallen humanity. Okay, whatever. Pork sandwiches and beers. Well, Mo, what we gotta do as Moorish American Muslims, Mo Islam, what we gotta do is meet the people where they at. Shut the fuck up. What, further kill them? All we gonna do is serve you a little trick and a worm on a bun. That's what a pork sandwich is. You're serving trick and a worm on a bun. That's what you're doing? And then a little cerveza with it too. You're an asshole. The Prophet Noble Ali forewarned you all. There will be new Moors coming in with their eyes wide open to push you old Moors to the back to carry out my law. What you think? That's not now? Don't go fooling yourself. I yield, bro. Go ahead. You was at, I am aware of the fact that both Muslim and Christ teachers
have a monopoly on mystic religious superstition, but not on mathematics, the science of geometry, involving the 12 signs of the zodiac, the universal law, Islam,
Jesus,
astrology, and
Mary,
astronomy.
Yeah, go and do your thing. I'll be right back. Keep doing your thing, bro.
Indeed, the difference between astrology and astronomy is that astrology treats of human characteristics, talent, action, reaction, sociology, economics, and global geography, or space and time. Astronomy is the priest, pope, bishop, rabbi, preacher, duke, duchess, queens, king, and Anglo-Saxon lord's code pertaining to the Christian world, of whom propagates the myth culture of heaven and the sky and hell below after death. Let's go back. Astronomy is the priest, pope, bishop, rabbi, preacher, duke, duchess, queens, king, and Anglo-Saxon lords code pertaining to the Christian world, of whom propagates the myth culture of heaven and the sky and hell below after death. The Christian astronomers are the stargazers who go to quote unquote heaven by way of an expensive telescope and promulgate that which they imagine live on the planets Mars, Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, Moon, and Venus. Such philosophy definitely cannot help solve our economic and social problems. The real moon and sun are under our feet, namely Earth. The powers of the moon and sun dwell in woman. Now you can draw your own conclusion as to why astrology and astronomy conflict. Astrology erases all belief and opinions of superstition, confusion, religious mystery, false fear, and idol or image worship, which idol worship is devil worship when you go to the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. Right? So, and idol, devil, or image worship.
Astrology, and I want to add to that wisdom.
Yeah,
let me add to your wisdom
thing.
right there.
Do your thing.
Because you know, that's what I got when I went to that major astrological society, right? As far as the my scholarship program. And that's what I got certified for, astronomy for astrologers, right? Oh, how is Moor that's subscribed to CMB? We're talking about astrology, astronomy for astrologers, because I know what I'm doing. I'm taking what is being put out there and to find the commonality in it to see why people are governing the planet the way that they are. So I can go and show, oh, okay, so this is that and this and that, but I already know boom, 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 boom is this. So yeah, even when I'm looking at the celestial plates, I'm dealing with what seems to be astronomy and astrology by looking at these celestial plates. However, I know really at the end of the day that the conflict of let me use a telescope and imagine life on some stars far away from us. Come on, that's not reality. We're here on Earth. So the only other thing that you can do really with the astronomy is go into seeing how the energies and the rays of different stars and things of that nature, how they interact from our perspective of recognizing it, and then seeing how that, you know what I mean, kind of sends back an echo or boomerang effect of our observation to it. And then what we do is we project that it's observing us. You know, I mean, very Western philosophy, you know, if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? Well, depends on what ears are around to witness said sound. You know what I'm saying? Because how do we know if no ears are there, you know what I mean, to hear a tree fall? Does it make a sound, or is our presence around, or is our presence there when that event's taking place is the reason why the sound happens? You know what I mean? And this is what it is. So this is how it is when we're observing anything that we're doing, or anything that we're observing. So that's why, to me, when we go to like the jurisprudence gem and Malika goes, yeah, you can say all of this and all of that, but why the fuck are they talking to you? That's the same thing that we're saying here. It's like, okay, if you don't belong there, why are they talking to you? Why is this tree falling making a sound for you to respond to? If you're not the lumberjack, why do you care about the tree falling making a sound? If you're not a federal, state, or municipal agent, why are you answering some correspondence in the mail they're talking about you have court?
I'm going to tell you the great reason why that's happening. People are telling our friends and themselves and their families that these commercial products, aka birth certificates, drive all types of licenses, marriage, etc., are for our private benefit. That is what they're telling themselves. That's what they're telling each other. They're telling our brothers and sisters, our mothers and fathers. This is what they're saying. They're saying, you guys want to, like, we want to look at it as a yoke, a jacket, a hindrance, a debt owed, a privilege. They just think we want to look at it that way. And we do not want to look at it for how they see it, which is who cares if they gave it to me in fraud or if it was secured in fraud? Who cares? You know, it doesn't matter. I have it now, and all I need to do is control it, and then I can claim that even though it was created in fraud, that I own it and it's for my benefit. That's literally what they're telling themselves. And anybody who hears this call, or if they're on the call, they can verify that's what is being sold in the other communities.
That's dangerous. And unconscionable, actually, because to add to your wisdom, Malika, what is being said then, ultimately people are saying is like, I don't care if I got this land conveyance that was originally stolen from the, you know, being who had did a report. They had made a report, hey, I'm reporting that my land conveyance was stolen. And, you know, now the land conveyance is found and somebody's like, hey, we got to take this land conveyance. Nuh-uh, I'm in control of this land conveyance now. I exchanged Federal Reserve notes fair and square for it. And yep. I'm going to need my finances back then if you guys are going to confiscate this. Time out. We have to go to the inception. The inception says this shit was taken from somebody else who didn't rightfully relinquish it.
Right.
They were robbed of it. And that's what people are doing. They are
they're saying we were given these things. It's kind of like they're trying to flip the no weapon formed against me thing. They're like, I'm going to take this weapon and I'm going to use it against them. And although I appreciate the principle that they're attempting to stand on, it's unfounded. It's misguided. The way to beat them when you realize that what they gave you or what they have you using, because technically they didn't give it to you, it is the way to beat that and beat the whole system is by just laying it down and never using it. Not telling yourself, well, I'm going to transmute it into my benefit whenever you go into a transaction and you're using those tools, if you want to call them that, you're creating a presumption of liability that you now have to go and figure out how you're going to defend and push against and all this stuff. And it's one thing when it was being done in ignorance. It's not the same game. Like, you don't have no excuse to God of, okay, so what the fuck you doing now? You know, it's one thing when you were like, I was ignorant, I didn't know, I was acting as an employee or trying to pretend to run a business that I don't actually. It's a whole next thing when now you're conniving. You're plotting, you're going into these transactions in bad faith because you know that you can't use those numbers unless you're procuring whatever it is that you're getting, whether it be a car, a house, a bike, a boat, education, or whatever, on behalf of the municipal corporation that created those numbers. Unless you're going into the transaction doing it on their behalf as an agent, you know better now. So why would you still use it by just, you know, it's like what you said about an hour ago about superstition. They out here like Stevie Wonder, you know, when you believe in things you don't understand, right? Right? I know it was a different song earlier, but
it's so apropos. You're correct. Seriously. And so that's why I'm like, and I just came back to the chat, guys. I'm going to read the chat. JM says Islam. Brother Dark Blash Bay says Islam. Oh, Malika, you had said greetings to us. Greetings, Malika, now you're here. Barry Intelligence says, hey. And also says, where's the playlist, right? Okay, so I'm going to do Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and Veritas playlist, right? Veritas is spelled VER, right? ITAS playlist, and I'm going to copy. I already copied it. I'm going to paste it right here in the chat. Paste. There you go.
Cool Ranch Worry Ties.
Cool Ranch for readers. That is hilarious. Cool Ranch for readers. All right, bro. You are at Astrology Has Always Involved.
All right, here we go. Astrology has always involved this universal, simple fact, namely, woman and grown sons in the course of 1 second can observe the moon, sun, stars, earth, and themselves without employing a telescope.
Jesus, Bruce Lee Christ. Bro.
Therefore,
read that line, please, one more time.
is that Jag? Man.
Where?
Oh, he's not here. I swear I thought I heard like Jag's bro like in my ear. What the heck?
Oh no, that was me. I'm telling you,
okay.
Read that again, yo. Please read that again. Please read that again, because that one right there is mic droppage material.
Astrology has always involved this universal simple fact, namely, woman and grown sons in the course of 1 second can observe the moon, sun, stars, earth, and themselves without employing a telescope.
Mm-hmm. So in other words, and I'll keep it a band with you. What do you think Masonry is? Mary and her son, technically, because you see the sun, but not like the image of the, the pale skin, as we had said before. We're talking about the mother and son, as you see the Pope bowing down to, that they falsely call the Black Madonna, right? Because Mary is the M-A and the R-Y. M-A is at the beginning of the word masonry, and R-Y is at the end of the word masonry. What's in the middle? Her son. So you see the son in the womb of Mary. That's what Masonry is.
Oh, nah, but come on, brother. You know the Masons, man, they secret, man, be doing they stuff, man. Club membership, bro. It ain't mother, son. You gotta get a club membership to be with the Masons, brother. They like Illuminati.
What?
So you telling me that I ain't gotta get no club membership to get this?
I mean, you can if you want to. However, I recognize that I don't have to, because I am a freeborn Master Mason in Eastern Star and don't need to be made over again in someone's lodge.
Exactly. Continuing.
Peace, brothers. Yeah. Peace.
You out, Malika?
You out, Malika?
I'm going. I'm going to my son's job. You know what I'm saying? Week 2, no SSN, baby.
Oh, that's hey. We shared yesterday too, just real briefly. We shared that whoever has said, look, I didn't even know what I was doing, but the eviction case got thrown out. They sold to some new owners and they're trying to force me. I think you posted like 6 or 7 days ago. Yeah. And they're trying to force it. And I was just like, look, man, there goes the fucking around and finding out right there. So
they got them paying for their life. The management company had to pay them to stay there. They were paying the light, paying the water, paying the trash.
Wow.
And when people figure out that it's only those that are using the system in business that are supposed to be paying for anything, people say, oh, well, why would anybody start a business? Exactly. Don't.
Correct.
Live your life the way you were born to live it, not prostrating yourself to try to act as that. I'm not an agent. I'm here to eat. I'm eating the damn broccoli, me. I'm not getting it on behalf of the municipal corporation. I'm not going to give you no numbers. I'm not liable for duties, imposts, excise, charges, fees, and other taxes. That's not what I came here for. We cannot even be held liable unless we are proven to have been acting in an agency capacity. So people think that I'm poo-pooing on what they're doing, and I'm not poo-pooing on what anybody's doing. I'm here to say that you don't probably have to do 95% of the stuff that you're doing to try to exercise your dominion and authority.
You're
And
absolutely
everybody
correct.
out there telling us that that's what we have to do. We got to go get these numbers. And it's not that you shouldn't get those numbers at all, but know that you are acting in a sole proprietor or other type of business capacity. And that is what they're using to say that you're liable to the penal code and the criminal code. And it says it in those codes that they're enforcing licenses and businesses. So anybody, any guru out here telling you, DBA your name, start an LLC and all this stuff, they need to get the hell out of here. I mean, unless y'all into that nonsense.
But peace, Tsunami, don't get the fuck out of here.
Peace, brothers. Peace,
all right,
everyone.
peace, travel safely.
Peace and love, Malika.
Jurisprudence Gem, Lawful Living, guys. LawfulLiving.com is the platform that Mother Malika has commenced, where even, you know, I always say
that's Malika. It's gonna be Malika's nickname. We're gonna have Mother Malika fuck around and find out too, Jay.
Motherfuck around and find out. So Brother R said yesterday, the only show how, you know what I mean, website that's out there is lawfulliving.com. You guys know every Tuesday and Thursdays, right? At 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Pacific is when the Jurisprudence Gem, Friends in Law, we call it Jurisprudence Gem, but Mother Malika calls it Friends in Law. All righty, where on Tuesdays and Thursdays, guys, you can come in and be around people who are all focused on strengthening the Constitution. Another word for strength or strengthening is enforcing. So, and no, everybody there isn't Moorish American. However, most, if not all, are in the spirit pertaining to enforcing the Constitution, because they recognize, they see these people aren't supposed to be talking to. All right. So you guys can check that out. You guys already know. If you want the link to class, all you got to do is DM us. We'll give you the link so you can come in. It's a free Zoom every Tuesday and Thursday. You know what I mean? Huh? Free.
I'll just emphasize on the word free, you know. But hey, if it makes you feel better, I'm pretty sure Mother Malika wouldn't mind, you know, sending 500 or 1,000 notes that y'all send anybody else, you know.
Get all access, you know what I mean? All it takes is
right, so that you can do it yourself.
400 units for all access to Lawful Living, and we don't get a cut of that. So I want you to think like, oh, we pushing it because Malika doesn't even advertise it. So we're just being a word of mouth, like, yo, you want full access to it, it's 400. You know what I mean? Malika got instructions and all of that within the community, where you guys can go to the community group and you'll see what's there. All right. Donnell, Islam, brother Aura's in the chat, Paragon, Rico. He said,
Paragon, Devo, don't drop the bomb on him. What brother Aura say?
Yeah, when he came in, the first thing he heard was me saying, yeah, like Brother Aura said. All right, this goes to show how divine it is. You know what I mean? Because he did say last night, the only show how website is when it comes to the jurisprudence that we grasp and learn at RB Bay Publications. The only way you do the how to do it, where you can workshop and go over the ideas of how to execute this shit and do it, and not just talk, theory, talk, lecture, book, is Lawful Living. That's why we told you the only 3 websites. And we showed you in yesterday's presentation how to get back access to RB Bay Publications. Just because like, oh, it's not showing up. No, it's been archived. It's not that it's not showing up. It's just been archived. So you got to know how to go to archive.org and use the Wayback Machine. All right. We showed you guys twice yesterday. Brother Aura went through it. All right. So it's on too, bro, to you also, Brother Aura, right?
It's fine, bro.
So, Brother Sean, I yield, bro. You're therefore woman and grown sons.
It's therefore, or however, bro, Brother Corey's voice, woman and grown sons. Woman and grown sons comprise the supreme manifestation of the whole of creation. Space and time, which need no doctrine of religious mystery, fear, and superstition to influence them to employ that which is right. One more time. Therefore, woman and grown sons comprise the supreme manifestation of the whole of creation, space and time, which need no doctrine of religious mystery, fear, and superstition to influence them to employ that which is right. Because the signs of astrology, woman, suns, earth, water, air, heat, and food, constitute the great force of creation, often referred to in science as electromagnetic current and voltage or atomic energy.
Period. Flat out. It's not even complicated. That's why I said we're freeborn master masons in Eastern Stars. Everybody is actually born perfect. So stop. Oh, nobody's born perfect. I call bullshit. Everyone's born perfect. Everyone's born a master. You're just here to be taught and reminded. And some of you may have really fucked up karma because of whatever you did on another star system, and now you're here in these particular bodies. Or you couldn't get things right on the astral plane. You had unfinished business here, or either or, and now you're back again. Or some people fell from the causal plane back to the astral plane, now back to the earth plane. So that's just, you'll see. You'll see. I yield, bro. Remember.
Remember, the human body and mind and earth contain all elements pertaining to nature. Remember, write it down, take a picture, take a screenshot, make a video, take a selfie with this. The human body and mind and earth contain all elements pertaining to nature. We are what we eat, drink, inhale, and exhale. Therefore, all energy generates from our stomach, mind, and earth. We, the human family, are the only supreme moving planets or heavenly bodies. Objects do not come to us. We go to all objects by way of walking, riding, flying, sailing, observation, mathematics, vibration of sound and signal. Our code of facts, perfection, and the guidance of practical wisdom comprise 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and back to 0, 3, 6, 9, and 12, the universal standard rule of measurements and the letters pertaining to the alphabet. Astrology is the code of the Moorish nation, our forefathers of this hemisphere who founded the universal order of Islam 1,367 years ago and re-educated the confused human family.
That's why I
sounds
said
like the Moorish Renaissance to me.
What'd you say?
That sounds like the Renaissance to me and more, right?
That's why I said you're here to be taught and reminded. Reminded. Go ahead, I yell.
That's fine. Confused human family, thereby establishing the greatest civilization that the world has ever known.
The greatest civilization.
The greatest. And that is a civilization in which we live now. 0 through 9 and back to 0, 3, 6, 9, and 12, the 60 seconds of the minutes, 60 minutes of the hour, and also the letters of the Arabic alphabet, all of which comprise a culture of the Moors, our forefathers of the Muslim world, who are often referred to in Christian literature as Mohammedans or heathens.
So now back to where
suckers. No, I'm quitting.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, I mean, we you know what we do, bro. We keep.
Where are you going back to now?
What's real? What'd you say?
We're back to now. Worry ties.
Yeah, so you can finish those 8 pages, bro. But this is good. This is good, so everybody can see what it is. Brother Aura says that he was like, hold on. Don L says the fire is perfectly hot. The sun is risen and with healing in its wings. Keep it burning. Islam, Don L. Brother Aura says, Brother Sean, I got the document from the Legislative Council. You reading that key, I see. Pardon me, the master key, right? Islam. All right, go ahead, bro. So we're about to go back to wedding ties. So Brother Sean can complete just these. Go ahead, I yield.
No, it's not showing my words. Let me just come here. There we go.
There we go. I see it.
There we go. There we go.
All
right, so where was we at?
Stop that Ptolemy Euergetes.
Euergetes, yep. All right, here we go. No one can question the Stoney brothers' claim, Masonically or astronomically, when we are informed that his remains were found at Canopus. For Canopus or Canopus is at Arc Royale or Royal Arc Companion 281. And at Arc Royale 281 is the winged foot of the Tyler when the Celestial Lodge is opened by the WM.
Worshipful Master.
Master, that's also, yeah, Worshipful Master. As to the statue being dedicated to the retreating bull, Serapis, quote unquote, there at Arc Royale 281 is Apis dead, according to law. Heraldry is considered of most ancient date, but owing to the Alexandrian conflagration,
which is right there. It's got a star. It says Alexandria Library destroyed by fire in 47, which we already know. Like, yeah, yo, they destroyed the libraries in Alexandria. Can you guys see now that that's just some poetic fiction clouding some astro-Masonic fact?
Destroyed by fire 47 years before Christ, which contained 400,000 manuscripts. Sunrise with Al-Janib, Arc Royale 47 would destroy all MSS. All right, so let me back out of that. Get to the next page. Hey, quit blurring out. There we go. All right. So here we are. All right, in the Royal Arc Masonry, the three heralds are Garter, Noroi, and Clarenceaux.
Clarenceaux.
Garter, the Sun King with his belt or Zodiac. Al-Janib is unquestionably Noroi, or the North King, and Clarenceaux, the brilliant Shamali.
Yeah, so Zubin Shamali, right? So you're look, anyway, yeah, man, it's funny because Shamali looks like Shem Ali, but Zubin Shamali is within the constellation Libra, which used to be a part of Scorpio, technically, because Zubin al-Janubi is like Judas, but Zubin al-Shamali is like savior type energy. And then al-Janib, if I'm not mistaken, is that Taurus? He said it in the north though, so technically that would still technically be because really, no, al-Janib. North would be, though, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. I'm pretty sure that if we're talking al-Janib, yeah, it's probably around that area. I'm trying to remember within the celestial atlas where al-Janib is. And I want to say al-Janib is in the belly of Perseus, actually. That's what I want to say. If I go and look at a northern plate real quick, let me go find Perseus. Yeah, al-Janib is in the belly of Perseus, actually. So go ahead, bro. I yield.
These three certainly could not come together to form a chapter, but on the demise of Clarence, otherwise, oh man, I need to say Clarencio, yeah. I'm gonna just remember CEO type energy, right? Not statutory. Clarencio or Chamali, his brother Haram succeeded him, uniting Arc Royale 111 to Arc Royale 106.
Correct. So a lot of times when you were reading Worditas, what it's really speaking on is telling a story based off of, they call it closing degrees. In other words, having this area from this area, which normally we would call like a slice, right, of a quote unquote pie, that slice now is telling the story that you're reading here. And this is all astromasonics for you to be able to comprehend what's going on as far as the celestial plates are concerned. And that's why even when we read CM Bay, it seems like we're just going over conflicting things. However, remember, I'm in the mindset of making sure I comprehend things universally, so I know what we're dealing with and what, applies to us and or not, and how to really look at things, or really notice when people start talking, you can pick up on certain things that they say.
So let's see.
I yield.
Chamali being sent below to Arc Real 286. The three kings at Arc Real 106 are the kings of Cologne or Cologne. The heralds regulate all state ceremonies and install state officials, the first of whom is, quote, the Lord Chancellor, a person next to the sovereign in matters of justice and civil affairs, having an absolute power to moderate the law according to equity. He is made by the kings or queens delivering the great seal to him, and by his taking an oath, end quote.
So see right there, now you guys can actually see, like, so when you look at near what they call London Corporation, England, right? Maybe think about their princes and dukes and kings and queens. All this is nothing but royal archmasonry that they're acting out. Period. But then people are like, oh my God, it's the queen, or it's the prince, or it's the king. Stop it. Please stop it.
Please.
You just don't remember your ancient foremothers and forefathers mindset. I yield.
Islam. Chancellor is derived from chancel, quote, the part of the church which is next to the altar or communion table, end quote. The altar or communion table just got a little 4 there, V, 4B.
Yeah, because if we were to utilize, if I'm not mistaken, the astrolabe, the astromasonic astrolabe that's in the beginning of this book, it'll help, because we would definitely lay that on top of the celestial plates to be able to see transparency usage, so to speak, of seeing exactly what is being said here for us to further comprehend the biblical and history. Like if you went back to the title, it told you that this is dealing with biblical history and social. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things that people are speaking on that's biblical, historical, and social
go back to
has nothing to cover. Yeah. Oh yeah. 102.
Yep. So I'll just take it back. Yep. So I'm gonna just go back to the beginning real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Mm-hmm. Please don't let me fall. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, right here, ain't it? Let's see, time passed on.
Oh, I was talking about the cover, but we can come here too.
Cover.
Yeah, with the title.
Just
right there. Right? Revelation of mysteries, biblical, historical, and social, which can all be decoded, right? Because we're not reveiling, we're unveiling. And it can be decoded by this book here, Veritas, along with the Celestial Atlas and the Tablet of Memory, which I said are all in Prophet Noble Drew University. Seriously. Brother R said, there it goes. Uh-oh. All right. Back to page 144.
Oh, I think I actually skipped over a page. I think I jumped one. Oh, I did. So yeah, actually I skipped over this page right here and went to that other one.
Let's see, go to the page before it.
Yeah, this one with the Chamali. Yeah.
Go to the page before it, because that says 102. So what does it say, 101?
Yeah.
Go back to 100 then. Let me see. Looky, Astro Cookie. All righty. Cool. So that last sentence would read, heraldry is considered of most ancient date, but owing to the Alexandrian conflagration, no records
are preserved anterior there too.
Before there too.
So,
go ahead, scroll, zoom in. So heralds must be satisfied to allow their truthful science to commence with author and his round table, which again is going to just lead to astronomy. Quote, the most ancient order of knighthood in the world, end quote, says Bailey, which is the case commencing as it does at Royal Ark Companion or Ark Royale 281 on the 1st of January, next to Arthur and his round table knights. In point of antiquity is the exalted youth at Royal Ark Companion 106, who is there not only as a master of arts, but also a Royal Ark Companion. And he there holds the Arches Court, which, quote, is the chief and most ancient consistory belonging to the Archbishop or Archbishop of Canterbury for the debating of ecclesiastical causes, end quote. That heraldry is of celestial origin, all must admit, for by means of the Median and Persian laws, authentic ancient heraldic emblazonments can be readily traced to the pictured heavens, Bro, do we really need to keep reading this? It's like it just keeps repeating in so many different ways that, you know, a lot of people's lives have been, you guys have, you think you gotta go to work.
Was it for you?
You think you gotta go to work. You think you gotta pay some bills, and the whole time people have been utilizing you not remembering your ancient foremothers and forefathers' knowledge and mindset. And then you have beings who who order these things certain ways and do different celestial plagues to do certain things. And you thinking like, but all the history books are based on this royal archmasonry. This reconstructed history and stuff like that. However, what it is I'm not saying, you know, oh, this is true and that isn't true. What I'm actually saying is this is what something is and how it's being utilized. And now you got to leave it up to yourself. What are you going to do with it? That's why, you know, I don't get into the conspiracy theory of, yeah, because they don't want you to get, it's not that they don't want shit. What do you know is the question. What do you want to know is the question. All right. So here we are. Every ancient order of exalted men throughout the civilized world derived their symbols and pageantry from the heavens. Every ancient order. Every ancient order. Let me say, hold on. Testing. 1, 2, 3. That's the feedback. Okay, it's on. I like to make an announcement. I like to say that every ancient order of exalted men throughout the civilized world derive their symbols and pageantry from the heavens. Every symbol by law applying to the equinox. Thus do all nations, wittingly or unwittingly, worship the rising sun. So don't be talking about, I was going to go to church, and you best not be talking about that, don't be talking about that astronomy. That's the devil. And you're going to talk about Jesus' birthday and how he was founded. That's what you're going to say. You're going to be in church talking about we celebrating Christmas and the 3 wise men found baby Jesus by following the star. If you don't sit your dumb ass down. Oh no, Lord Jesus. This is you with the fan that's got the little popsicle stick attached to it. It's you with the fan. Jesus, he got the devil with him. He said, sit my dumb ass down. Yeah, bitch, sit your dumb ass down. You don't know what the fuck you talking about in your belief system. And you expect somebody to respect your ignorance? Are you kidding me? Do you know that every time you celebrate a solar return that you call a birthday, that's sun worship? You know, every time you go to put in a tampon or put a pad or line your panties, that's you observing the moon. I don't give a fuck what you think. It's called a menstrual cycle, ruled by the moon. Every good Christian farmer knows that they got to use the moon to plant by. But you got these Negro black colored minded people who thinks there's some sky daddy. Why the sky? Why even? You're going to ignore the stars, but still look to the sky for, okay. Ooh, Jesus, Bruce Lee Christ. Yo, when you really think about this shit, these people are fucking crazy. They're fucking idiots. And will try to tell you about what Jesus is doing for them in their community. Don't go sit your dumb ass down. An English nobleman would probably not have his vanity flattered by being allowed to decorate his person with 2 or 3 horses' tails, nor would a pasha, look, there you go, pasha, nor would a pasha be gratified by being permitted to wear a garter on one of his knees outside his trousers. And yet these are baubles, highly estimated by nations. Baubles, worthless baubles. The pasha or pasha is a bey governor, right, of a province. There's an asterisk there. I guess we'll read that, right? And in Hebrew, pasha means the Eastern Passover. Look at that. Let's read it. Go scroll down. The Shah, like the Shahs of sunset. The Shah
not
or
Shaba.
pasha. Say that again.
Oh, I would say not Shaba, the Shah.
I know, right? The Shah or pasha of Persia, Nasir. It looks like Eldin. Is that Nasir Eldin?
Nasir. Yes, it looks like a Eddin. I don't know if that's
might be that Nasir Eddin. Has lately instituted a new order called the Order of the Sun and Lion. So far, good, but whether it is a priestly order or one of the knight errantry is not yet determined. Queen Victoria and the Princess of Wales are recipients of the order, so that the bright occidental means Western, star and the Dauphin are heraldically confounded with his solar majesty. Reciprocally, the occidental star has presented the garter to the Eastern autocrat, the rising sun. But as the European garter would be useless with Persian trousers. Quote, Her Majesty has been pleased to dispense with all the statutes and Motherfucker, that's what I just said to y'all before we got started. because I've read this shit before. And it's just like, oh, I'm so glad we're reading this again. Her Majesty has been pleased to dispense with all the statutes and regulations usually observed in regard to the installation, and to grant to Nasir Din all the privileges and rights, end quote, as if Her Majesty had tied the garter to his imperial knee. See London Gazette, 4 July 1873, which means that if we were to go in the tablet and look at that, as well as go and find a newspaper article, I guarantee you'll see the connection in the Astromasonics, and you're going to be like, holy fucking shit. So the whole time we've been thinking we've been living a life like this, you've been on a fucking animal farm doing animal husbandry, not even recognizing the Astromasonics, while those that know Astromasonics are just channeling the shit out of you. Straight up. Straight channeling the shit out of you. Oh, go back, because I just stopped at Pasha. Yeah. I stopped at that asterisk. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Hiram. Oh, hold on, Province. And then Eastern Passover. Hiram performs the part of Pasha Celestis. And when rising at the Eastern Passover, the southern gate of the sun at Royal Ark Companion 286, he receives one horse's tail. As Hiram Abeth, right? Hiram of Ephraim, Hiram Abeth. When people like Hiram Abeth, Hiram Abeth is talking about the Hiram of double fruitfulness, or the Hiram of Ephraim. He receives the second tail when the infant James is crowned at the solstice at Royal Ark Companion 111, or Arc Royale 111 degrees, right? And at equinoxial sunset, he receives the last of the tails, for there are only 3 in heaven. Yo, it makes me want to go and look for 3 horses. It's like, I'm thinking Sagittarius. I'm thinking like other like, like Centaurian type stuff, man. It's just so freaking hilarious, right? And becomes a Pasha of 3 tails, or 3 Passover, Taus, or Tau, right? I'll just say Tavs, right? Because I know it's a U, but I'm also thinking about the last letter, like Aleph Taf, which is Aleph is the first in the Ibri, Taf is the last letter, which is like Alpha and Omega, or A and Z, right? Just give me the first and last letter of the so-called alphabets. Hiram has a mark on his forehead, a sheen, or tooth, a lion's tooth. It is the Buddhist Sinha, and it's really Simha, right? Because in Vedic astrology, the 5th sign is Simha, right? Aries is Amina is Pisces. Jesus. What's Aries again? Hold on, give me 1 second. I want to say Aries starts with the A also, but let me refresh my memory real quick. And then I'm pretty sure I remember the rest of it. Mesha, right? So you got Mesha, Vrishba, or Vrishaba, which is Taurus, Mithuna, Gemini, Karka, Cancer, right? And Leo is Simha, Simha, but here it says Sinha, right? But then you'll recognize where they got the word Simba from for the Lion King. Again, another movie, and people are like, oh, Lion King is so amazing. It's an Astro-Masonic cartoon. Get over yourselves.
Another one.
Another one. It is the Buddhist Simha, Leo, Royal Arc Companion 111, or the biblical Shinar. Then is he, the watcher of him that sleeps. And I know if you go to from Royal Arc Companion 111, he's like, but hold on, this is still around Gemini and whatever, blah, 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 blah. But what you're doing is you're going from there and then you're going to, you know what I mean? Because what you'll do is you'll see how many degrees are being closed, so to speak, or what's in the slice of measured degrees. The Sun King setting in the west. At Royal Arc Companion 111 is the Greek Minerva. And probably the Greeks have converted the Ibri Shin, because that's how Shin looks, right, to the Greek Chi. I know it looks like Chi, right? Chi. Thus converting Sinha or Shinar to China or China. In confirmation, Hiram of Royal Arc Companion 111 is the chief or emperor of the Celestial Empire and brother of the sun Apollo at Royal Arc Companion 106. As emperor of China or China, Hiram, because China, right? We know that China is really known as Tien, and Tien is heaven. Because again, it's all astromasonics. Hiram once a year plows a furrow. The plow is at his right hand at Royal Arc Companion 106. Apollo David, in his Song of Degrees, quote unquote, complains that, quote, the plowers plowed upon his back and made long their furrows, end quote. History, right? Oh, and that's pertaining to Psalms, right? Psalms 129, verse 3. That's what CXXIX 129. Verse 3. History tells us there was a celebrated wall in China. It is the same wall as that which was finished on the 25th of Elul with Azimuth Elizabeth at Royal Arc Companion 106. It is the same that David Apollo swears that by his God he had leaped over. Printing is said to be a very ancient date in China, and Hiram, the emperor, has the platen of the printing press immediately under him at Royal Arc Companion 111. And there's a dagger there, an editorial dagger, right? Which is saying, until lately, knowledge relating to terrestrial China has been almost hermetically sealed from foreigners. Which means we're gonna keep you out of this. An alteration has taken place of later years, and strangers, if not actually invited, are tacitly permitted to admire the mysteries of the celestial empire on Earth. Mr. Simpson, the celebrated artist from local research, considers that the religion performed in Peking is entirely different from those of Buddha, Confucius, etc. And it would appear that Peking is a Jerusalem of the Chinese. Mr. Simpson tells us that, quote, with the Chinese, there is the temple of heaven, the temple of earth, the temple of agriculture, and the altars of the sun and moon. The principal ceremony at the temple of the earth takes place at the summer solstice. The ceremony of the temple of agriculture is in the spring, when the emperor plows the piece of ground, etc., end quote. The temple of heaven is celestially at Royal Arc Companion 106, right? Isn't that like really so close to Apollo's temple burning at 362, which equals 107, right? And so it's, in other words, there are different, this is why time never was when man was not. Because it depends where are you on the earth observing the sky, you're going to tell your story. Period.
And then we just read to them from CMB astrology where it says space and time. If you do your geometry, are you?
The Temple of Heaven is celestial at Royal Ark Companion 106, and on the same color is the Temple of Earth at Royal Ark Companion 286. Right? The spring equinox is in Aries, and the laws place the first degree of Aries at Royal Ark Companion 101. That is so rich, because I get what it's saying as far as the closing of it. Because you're like, 101, hold on, why is that happening at 0 degrees? It's like, ooh, man, when you really start getting into this stuff, it makes more and more sense even when you read it more, right? Or with the dies non closed, right? The non-days at Royal Ark Companion 106. And there is the plow of David's back just described. The plow and David's back just described. Antinous, as Edwardus, had his back anointed at Royal Ark Companion 286. You can go back and see page 80 if you choose. Antinous is young David. Looky, Astro Cookie. Antinous is young David. So the plowers of Ark Royal or Royal Ark Companion 106 made long their furrows to Royal Ark Companion 286, embracing the whole color or circle. This is just some beautiful way.
It's like a reflection right there. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, man, it's just a beautiful way of really going over this, man. It's like people are out there living their lives thinking they have to do this and do that. And you got people who are wearing crowns and jewels, sashes and badges that are like, oh, okay, this is how you rule the world. Just saying. It's funny because we know it too. I make sure my brothers know it. And I didn't have to go in any lodge. I didn't have to do any sexual funniness with guys or anyone, actually, not even a woman either. This stuff is just shared with me freely because I remain in honor at all times. The ceremony of the altar of the moon takes place. Ceremony moon takes place.
There we go.
At the autumnal equinox, and correctly so according to the Median and Persian laws, with Azmek and the bright occidental at Royal Ark Companion 106, with the moon are tablets of the 7 stars of the Great Bear. The later discoveries in the planetary sphere have not yet reached peaking. Such is Mr. Simpson's opinion of Chinese astronomy. But the fact is, the 7 stars of Ursa Major, right, the Big Bear, Ursa Major, merely indicate the plow and mystically refer to the conjunction of the 7 planets at Royal Ark Companion 106. And the conjunction of those 7 planets is so funny. It's so funny. That's the so-called star, right? When I think about the great conjunction that 3 wise men were looking to find baby Jesus or whatever in the manger. And again, that's not something that really occurred as much as it's more poetic fiction veiling astromasonic fact. This is why I don't deal with beliefs. This is why I really kind of like walk away from people when they start talking dogma. I start looking at my phone because I don't have time to sit here and entertain your foolishness. Especially, I don't care if you're 50, 60, 70 years old, you're a child to me. You're a fucking child, respectfully. Right? Gratitude indeed, Michael. And it connects open 642. Indeed. Indeed. Right? Oh God, I finally got that apple from between my teeth. All right. There are two altars, the north and the south. The whole temple of the heaven includes both the north altar and the south altar. The north altar is heaven's palace, quote unquote. There can be but one altar on the same meridian. The Assyrian cuneiform writings so confirm. They fixed an altar, quote unquote. Quote, I enclosed the altar, end quote. Quote, the altar of an offering, end quote. See page 45. No authentic celestial chart. No authentic celestial chart. No authentic celestial chart can be produced wherein there are two pictured altars, and not in any chart can an altar apply to heaven or summer solstice. The people of the earth sacrifice to the gods. The gods do not sacrifice to each other or to the people. The great solstitial ceremony takes place at the south altar. In the southeast corner of the furnace for burning the bullock. The name of the altar where the bullock is burned is from a word meaning light giving. Look at that. That's what we're doing. We're giving the light. Apis has his head and neck cut off because the Apis is a bull. Even though Apis also deals with the bee, like the buzzing bee, because it's called an apiary, where people, have their bees. And Apis is also a bull. Has his head and neck cut off for the burning at Royal Ark Companion 286. And there at the south and east is Fornax, the furnace, right? These are constellations. At Royal Ark Companion 286, the altar beneath is at the 6th January, Royal Ark Companion 286, right? And it's funny because the altar, if I'm not mistaken, is called Aura, just like Brother Aura's appellation. That's the altar. It's called Aura, A-R-A. Very interesting, guys. I'm trying to, you'll see how this stuff turns out. And then when you really see this stuff, you'll be like, hold up, y'all. Whole time we can see and hear these brothers, but then you'll just look at the rest of life like, okay, I see that as it is above, so it is below. I see how the celestial energies are manifested here, right? But again, sun, moon, and star are under your feet. Let's continue. The Epiphany, meaning light giving. See illustrated, London News, right? February 22nd, 1873. The Phoenix is about as important as heraldic figure in China. As important in the heraldic figure. The Phoenix is about as important a heraldic figure in China as the dragon. Phoenix, dragon at Royal Ark Companion 281, right? So in Royal Ark Masonry, right, if we go back, because I had stopped that to do that that dagger. That's me finishing the dagger. So you gotta go back to page 101 real quick. And then I'll be able to go to the end Royal Ark Masonry where we had spoke on the garter and things of that nature. So yeah, that's 100 and 101. There are the three heraldic kings. There are three princes.
Let's see. Scroll over. I guess I gotta zoom all the way out. Scroll over.
Yeah. There are three heraldic kings. There are three princes in Royal Ark Masonry. And it's funny too, because me and my baby had watched The Kingsman and was talking about the King of Russia, the King of Germany, and the King of England. And it's all Royal Ark Masonry. So that's all you guys have got to stop the fuckery and take your place amongst the affairs of men. Right?
Wouldn't that tie into what was the like the three stars when it's like the Vatican, UK and like the so-called United States. I think that's like another C and Bay reference, I think. When it's referred to those threes. But I yield.
Yeah, when brother Todd just talk about the stars and Mars.
Yep.
The three heralds are Garter, Noroi, and Clarencio, right? And we read mostly of this. Brother Sean said, hey, I had to like basically fix that or whatever. We stopped at communion table though, right? The altar or communion table is in the east at Warrior Companion 286, and there is Shamali. And on the demise of solar majesty, at sundown in the west, Shamali rules until another sun king arises in the east. So now you know what this is also talking about? It seems that it's alluding to Parans too, Parans, Purana Natella, which is like there being like a celestial body or a fixed star at an angle while another celestial body or fixed star is at another angle. So it's like, oh, well, while the sun is rising, Jupiter is on the midheaven, and that would be called Parans from Purana Natella, right? Parans, right? Parans. And when you go and study Parans, you'll see what Purana Natella is. So yeah, I mean, man, at this point, as usual, this stuff is just beautiful to me. All I can see is the Astro-Masonic. I can see the poetic fiction and the Astro-Masonic fact, and it's just like, wow. And then I just have to recognize how many people do not know this, nor comprehend it. However, bro, I do know I got some things that I got to make. Do you think we can how far did you want to go into this, bro?
Bro, to keep it all fast with you, keep it 1,000. I think we did good enough. Because the one thing I think the picture was right here. I think that's the one behind, because it goes into like the court of exchequer. Is that?
Yeah, like the exchequer's chamber. Yeah, it does say that right there. And that's why you'll see, right? And then it speaks of Moneta's chair. So you see, because remember in law, in Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, moneta is money. That's very interesting, where it says the king's heads cut off and spiked and crooks ansater, right? Or ansatar, right? Royal Arc Companion 281, rising to the Epiphany. Royal Arc Companion 286. Moneta's chair is in verity the Egyptian exchequer, right? And remember, hell is the chamber under the exchequer, or the place under the exchequer's, the exchequer's chamber, bro. Like, yo, you guys.
The French word échiquier means also a chessboard and also exchequer, clerk of the check, an officer who has the check and controlment of the yeoman of the guard and all the ushers belonging to the royal family.
Period. Like, people, you guys got to realize that people are ruling your lives, turning you into chattel because you don't comprehend that this is what's being utilized. And then, you know what I mean? This right here is the same thing. It's just said differently when you're talking about Yemiya and Ogun and Oshun. It's the same fucking science, just said a different way. I promise you. But you got people out here think they're so conscious and they don't know shit about the Astro-Masonics behind Ogun, Oshun, Obatala, and Yemiya. And I just be sitting back laughing. Like, these people are fucking clueless. They think they're doing something with the Orishas. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing with the Orishas. You really don't. I know you don't. You suck, actually. I mean, I'm gonna fix this, fan, but I need to go and make these spring wraps for my baby. I know my baby wants some spring wraps. You know, we're expecting in a moon cycle or so. Well, actually, about 2 moon cycles. So yeah, man. So I want to go and fix these
Solar couple.
That's my baby. Shout out to you, baby. Right. That's my baby. Right. I'm trying not to blush and shit. However,
I see your cheeks right now getting hot and red.
Yeah, I know, right, man. And she's awesome. She is amazing, right? And honestly, I am ready to go and make these joints because we normally get these spring wraps, like these spring roll wraps, and now I have the means to make them ourselves, and it's so great. And she made this motherfucking sauce to go with it last night. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, and all the animals in the nativity scene. Like, yo, it was really good. I was like, babe, it tastes just like what we get from the store sometimes. It's delicious. Are there any questions, comments, and or suggestions? Open 642 says this is displayed in the Royal Dalton figures, collector's figures of England. Indeed, yeah. You know. And all we need to do is just remove the dogma and mysticism of oddness and just really comprehend what the fuck we're reading so that we can go back to comprehending how we civilize the world with astromasonics. You know what I mean? A lot of people are thriving and enjoying life, making movies and writing books, all based on the same celestial plates, just finding different ways of saying the shit.
Right, it's like they take an idea, not like to cut your wisdom. They take an idea like a plate, and it's like, why do they keep making Fast and Furious movies? That is an example of how they can take a story or a plate and, okay, we're going to do this on this, we're going to do this on that, and it's just switching and changing the story. It's the same thing, it's just a different story. You know, like, what did the Underground say? All around the world, same song, you know, pretty much.
Flat out, bro. Flat out.
Right. So yeah, when you think of these religions, it's all, man, same song, all wherever you go. There's different names and stories just for something, but it's all the same thing. And that's where people get their egos at, because they want to be right. They want to feel some kind of way or want to feel superior to someone else. So they'll use their beliefs to try to validate what they believe over someone else believes. And at the end of the day, they're both wrong because they're both dealing in dogma. So they can't even see the higher portion of the true love portion of it because they're stuck in egos trying to defend a dogmatic belief, a superstitious belief, when if they would just get past that dogmatic superstitious belief, you can see that we believe in this, that you're believing in the same thing, you're having faith in the same thing. It's just you've been blinded and, you know, stuck on this middleman when you never needed a middleman to be connected to the source. That just where beings got comfortable and the hypnosis started working. So it's breaking out of that so that you can realize I don't have to go to this building. I can go to the conjugate and then talk to others, but I don't need some being to channel something for me that I can do myself and realize, but I'm stuck under this hypnosis that I have to listen to him or I need to go to him to get this message or whatever I'm needing to receive. And that's where we're stopping it. Well, we've been stopping it. We're going to keep giving truth as to all your favorite stories, all your favorite scriptures and all that. We're going to keep hammering in. We're going to keep, and then your spirit, your ancestors is going to keep tapping you like, hey, man, you ain't, you know what I'm saying? Don't wake up yet. So we're past that. It's like, let's wake up, yo. Like, are you still want to be under hypnosis or not? And I yield on that. Like,
man, you got the host, bro. I yield. I appreciate you, brother Sean. Seriously.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. And
thank you,
that was a very
chat.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my bros, Living Master, Brother Hassan. Shout out to Paragon Debo, Brother R. Right. Shout out to the Exalted Cyclops, Brother Corey.
Cyclops.
Brother Jag, man, I'm about to write, like, keep a notebook for all the names, you know what I'm saying? Appellations, nicknames he got, yo. We got Brother Soul
Brother
Sauce,
Regulus,
Time
Time Star,
Star, Muhammad Bay, Mercury
Like,
Hermano, like Brother Soul Sauce.
soul sauce.
But yeah, shout out to the bros, shout out to Senor Jackson Bay. Yeah, and just shout out to y'all for those who are just showing up, being truthful, wanting to learn, but just probably really didn't know how to go about it. But now we're bringing you this truth so that you can realize that you already knew, and you're like, nah, motherfucker, I'm not moving off this truth. Yeah, it's like,
Exactly.
you know, I believe that then I went through that cycle, but now I'm in a new cycle of understanding, and yeah, I don't want to repeat that same stuff. So let me be what I know is true and what I'm feel called to do, regardless of the outside situations and thoughts that are being projected. So yeah, so shout out to y'all. Yeah, this has been another Intuition Moon Day. All right, this is just a freestyle Moon Day. You know, shout out to the Freestyle Wednesdays. And yeah, 7 Hill Star, we're out. Y'all enjoy the rest of your degree, and we'll see you tomorrow in the Jurisprudence Gym. So yeah, Islam to you all, peace and love. Hasta luego, hasta mañana. All right.